welcome back, nail queens, to my monthly Zodiac mani series. So every single month I do a different sign of the Zodiac this entire year. So this month I'm doing Virgo. I'm really excited. So if you're a Virgo, please let me know in the comments below. So I'm going to be transforming this clean slate of builder gel. I'm dipping on top of my builder gel in this color called Sapphire by Shameless Nails. I know that Sapphire is a September birthstone, but that's not why I'm using it. But if you are a September baby, I highly recommend this color. So definitely go buy it if you love yourself a good, gorgeous flake. So this gorgeous color just reminds me of like a galaxy. It's very celestial if you ask me. It's very, very pretty, and I was really happy to use it. So my mani plan for this is I'm going to dip Sapphire on 3 nails in full. So my thumb, my middle, and my pinky. And I'm going to do like a little French work on my ring finger. You guys will see. I'm excited to show you that. So to get started, I'm going to push back all of my cuticles. I just gently do this. You do not have to apply a lot of pressure. And then I can get started into dipping. I also recently completely changed my desk setup, so my desk tour from a couple months ago is completely null and void. That is changed completely. So with the change, I have a new camera angle that I'm working on, which is what you're watching. This is the camera lens pointed at a different angle than what I was doing before. I thought that perhaps coming in at a like 45, 60 degree angle was better than coming straight down. Some people wanted different angles, and I agree. As someone who's watched so many videos, I think this angle works better for me personally to show you guys what I'm doing, because if I was doing top down, the camera likes to blur what I'm doing because it focuses on the first thing it sees. So hopefully this works out better. If you guys like it, I would definitely appreciate the feedback on my videos. If there's like any audio, any video quality issues, like anything, all of that feedback is super helpful. So a couple weeks ago, I threw on this builder gel. It's from Kimber's Creations. I'll have it linked below. And it looks really white to me. There's still the pink tint. It's a pink builder gel. It's a very, very light pink. I was not sure how I felt about having a coverage, like full coverage builder gel on my nails. Honestly, I was just kind of like, And over time, as I've been doing more and more manicures, I actually have come to love it. And part of the reason why is, one, it looks like my nails are done all the time when I'm not wearing dip powder. And two, because I can do my nail art directly over the builder gel. I don't have to worry about like dipping in like a light pink or a white shade when I want like a base for a background for my nail art. So I've had a couple manis that I've done so far where the builder gel is the background to my nail art, and I've loved it. So right now I'm dusting off the excess flakes. I chose like this soft duster because I wasn't sure how the flakes were going to hold up to being dusted with a rougher brush, but I will be using a rougher brush. Good news is that this dip powder, these flakes, they hold up really, really well after it's completely dried. You don't have to worry about your flakes flying everywhere. And I know I haven't mentioned it at all in this video, but if you are new to playing with flakes, In order to get them to like lay flat and everything, you just have to be gentle with them. I pat them down like this with my finger. First I let the base dry for a little bit after I dip, and then I pat them down, and they pretty much lay pretty flat. Like, these things are incredible. So I'm going to clear encapsulate all of the nails that have dip on them right now. I'm just going to show you the thumb because it is a long and tedious and boring process if you ask me. So I'm just clear encapsulating, and when I file, the flakes aren't going to like tarnish, nothing's going to happen to them. However, I like clear encapsulating because one, it protects your pigment, and two, I feel like the depth it gives to your colors when you're wearing them, especially like flakies, shimmers, glitters, is just incredible. Alright, moving on to the other two undone nails. So one of them, I'm going to be using the newly discovered French Stamper hack. If you've never heard of this, just keep watching. I'm not going to really explain the hack. I'm just going to explain what I'm doing. So I have gel base here, and I'm just going to apply like a medium layer, not too thin and not too thick, a medium layer onto my stamper. It doesn't have to be all over the place. Just pick like a small enough but large enough region for your nail to be placed on it. So once I'm happy with that, I'm going to position my finger at an angle to the stamper, or angle the stamper to my finger, and then just press into the gel base. So I'm just pressing in until I'm happy with how far down my nail the gel base is being applied to the tip. So now when remove the stamper, it looks literally like a French but gel base. The only thing I don't like about it is I have to remove the excess that has gotten on my finger, on my skin. That's the only reason I don't like this hack, is the gel will get on your skin if you have short nails. And then now I'm going to use the gel method and just pour over the dip powder onto that gel base and then cure it in my nail lamp. So I basically did a French tip using the gel method. And the reason I did this is because it's a lot easier to do it this way than it is to use like a French dipping mold or try to get the perfect smile line. This hack helps you get the perfect smile line without all the extra work. The only reason, again, like I said earlier, that I would not recommend this is if you have gel sensitivities, you do not want to continuously expose your skin to gel products. So I just don't recommend this for someone who has sensitivities to gel. So I just cured that for 60 seconds. That's all cured. That's all done. It's really pretty, y'all. Like, I'm obsessed with how this turned out, and I definitely want to do it more frequently, but I too have gel sensitivities, and the last thing I want to do is make myself develop an allergy to a gel that I'm not allergic to. So I'm gonna go and activate these nails that have sapphire on them. I'm actually also going to activate the French tip. You don't have to. I've heard about people doing that even when they're doing the gel method, so I just want to give it a go, see if it makes a difference. I don't know if it makes a difference, but there's only one way to find out, right? Try it. And so yeah, activating all of these nails. I did not dust these nails off well enough. But if you are looking at my nails and you look closely enough, you can see how blue stained the skin is around the nail. Don't worry, that's going to come off, and I'm going to show you exactly how that all comes off. It comes off so easily. All you need is a paper towel and rubbing alcohol, but I'm loving this so far. I get my rubbing alcohol from the Dollar Tree, and I also just pour it into this pump bottle. It just makes it really convenient for when I'm doing my nails. So I just use that pump bottle and I saturate the paper towel full of rubbing alcohol and just literally look as the blue vanishes from my skin and transfers onto the paper towel. It's also great, and I do this after activating because the last thing I want to do is remove pigment from the nail that I just dipped. So I always wait till after I activate to do this part. Just a note, just a tip. So it's really easy, and you can even run it around like the cuticle line. Like if you use a Q-tip that's saturated in rubbing alcohol, run it around the cuticle line, run it underneath your nail bed, like where the free edge is. Just run it under there because the blue literally gets everywhere. And is it just me, or does it seem like it's only blues that does this? Moving on to the most wonderful glass cuticle pusher pointed end thingy-mabob ever. I love this thing. You can get it on Amazon. I think it comes in a pack of 6. They're incredible. So I got a lot of blue on my skin and in the cuticle crevices areas. So what I do is I just take the pointed end and I run it around the areas that I don't want it to be on, and it literally like comes off. It's so easy. It comes off really, really easily. But if you are noticing that you're having problems with it coming off, I recommend using a cuticle remover like solution. So there are several brands out there that make cuticle removers, so whichever one you prefer. Like I use Blue Cross, but use that. Let it sit around the cuticle area and the skin area for about 10-15 seconds, and then it should be able to just remove itself. So here's my filing, shaping, and buffing routine. I flattened the free edge and then the side walls, and then now I'm just buffing to shape the top and the sides and the cuticle area and the free edge, like the top of the nail, you know? This is why I love clear encapsulating, because at no point ever does any pigment come off on my buffing block. It is time for the nail art. I love this part. It's my favorite part because everything just comes together. So I have these stamping plates from Maniology. They were part of their December 2020 subscription. I don't know if they're still available. I can check and link it below if they are. So I just love stamping, which, speaking of stamping, would you be interested in seeing like a beginner's guide to stamping? So I know I did my dip powder beginner basic series. I could totally do a stamping one if that's what you're interested in, if there's enough demand for it, of course. I don't want to like create a video that you guys have no value of, like it would provide no value to your life. So I'm just taking this gold stamping polish. I've actually had this for a few years now, and I'm just picking up different designs. The first one was the constellation of Virgo, and then now I'm just picking up a strip of random constellations, and I'm going to stamp that on the French tip area that I did. So it just makes it really all come together. While the dip powder has so much depth and dimension, it's so gorgeous, I wanted to incorporate gold into it because that's like a lot of my designs that I've done for this Zodiac series have gold features in them. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And then this third strip that I'm doing here, I'm actually going to turn the design vertically, so it's going to be up and down. It's not going to be long ways, like wide ways, the way that it is on the stamping plate. And I'm going to stamp that on my pinky nail because my pinky is small enough to take the design completely up and down. So during recording I didn't realize that the plate was mostly out of shot, so you couldn't see most of that, but there is a moon and a star that I just picked up in gold, and I'm going to apply that to my thumb. I just want to incorporate the gold all the way from my pinky to my thumb. I really like how this is turning out so far, and honestly, I think this finger and the French tip finger are my favorite so far. So I'm using this blue polish from Klean Color. They're a Canadian company. So if you're in Canada, these are nail polishes, but they stamp really, really well. So I'm using that, and I'm going to pick up just like the Moon and Star again, and I'm going to apply that right over the French area. I wanted to incorporate some turquoise into the design because if you look at the flake, there is turquoise, like the dip powder, there is turquoise flakes in the powder. And then I'm picking up in gold the Virgo, would it be a girl? The Virgo symbol person, whomever, sorry, I'm not good at this. I'm going to put that on my index finger, and then I'm in the blue because I want to incorporate blue into this. I'm going to like just pick up the flowers that she is holding in front of her, and I'm going to stamp those in blue on the design. Looking back, I wish I had skipped that part and just kept it completely gold. I feel like you couldn't really tell that they were flowers, so it was kind of pointless for me to do that. So I wish I hadn't done that on the index finger. But so far, I'm loving all of this. So I'm taking this gold gel liner brush, and I'm just going to apply a thin stripe of this right above the French area. And also looking back, I wish I had skipped this part too. I feel like keeping most of it blue with subtle hints of gold would have been better. But it doesn't ruin it. It's just if I'm looking at like comparisons of the before and after, I feel like I could have done without this part. So I applied gel top coat to all of my nails, and I cured all of that off camera. So this is what you're seeing is the after. I love how this mani turned out. Obviously, you guys know what I would have changed about this, but for the most part, I love how this turned out. This has to be one of my favorite Zodiac manis that I've done so far, and it's totally interchangeable. So if you are not a Virgo, you can just change out the symbols and the constellations for your zodiac sign. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me and watching today's video. Here is a little snippet of the cat cam, and Bane decided to make an appearance and say hello. Keep dancing with the devil, but he doesn't have a